guys? Welcome back to Candid Cloud Convos.
We are your hosts, Gina and Emilita. Back at it again this week.
With Chisme Chatter.
Chisme Chatter.
Chisme Chatter.
We're coming in hot.
Dude, the first one that you're about to tell me, when I kind of like skimmed it really quick the first time. And I swore it was going to be the same thing that we mentioned. It's so similar, but yeah, go ahead. Because it makes no sense that.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because we have talked about something similar previously. And the same thing happened to me too. I literally seen it on Instagram and I was like, wait, what was the name of the woman? I thought maybe I just seen the report late, but it was posted that day. So I was kind of confused. So I went back and I looked at the other woman. I was like, oh no, this is a different girl, you know?
Oh my God, it's so sad.
But we say all that to say,
right.
Unfortunately, Miss Alabama Zoe Sozo Bethel, I think is how her name is pronounced. But she passed away at the age of 27 after falling from a building in Miami on February 11th. It was a little bit after 12 in the morning, and the officers responded to a call of a possible suicide attempt. During their preliminary investigation, they found Zoe fell out of a third floor window of the building, and they assumed that no foul play was suspected or anything. But if you guys remember,
why they assumed that, like,
yeah,
I guess now two girls, like you're gonna say, like another. We spoke about another girl,
Miss America,
USA or Miss America.
I think Miss America. Let me just double check. The former Miss USA Chelsea Christ. She was 30 years old and she passed away January 31st after allegedly jumping off her New York building.
That's way too similar.
But that one, there was an actual
note right
left, and this one I didn't read anything about a note.
No, it's like, even though there was a note, it's kind of like, because there's now a second one that's so similar, my brain just thinks, and probably from all the like true crime and like SVU, all things I've seen.
No, yeah,
it sounds like as if there is something going on. Like, what if there's one person who's like jealous of all these women and is like making it look like suicide attempts,
causing things?
Because Miami's still on the same coast as New York, and this is not too long after. But
the flight,
I mean, if they're saying no foul play was suspected, but I don't know, it's just weird. Like, that's so sad.
But like you said, I feel like the way that they figured that out, or they determined that, is maybe like markings on the body, or I don't know what else you would assume, witnesses, or something like that seen someone like push her, or but
they need to bring like a really, therapist really to these like pageant women, because
it's very toxic world.
I can only imagine, honestly. Like, I've seen, have you ever watched Toddlers and Tiaras?
Toddlers and Tiaras, yeah.
Like, for kids, that shit is toxic. I can't even imagine for grown women,
No, yeah. When you have your own emotions mixed in as a kid, I feel like you kind of just do what you're told. And the excitement from like the judges, like you're going off of like vibe,
right.
But as an adult, like you have your own feelings and jealousy and like envy and whatever. So I don't know. That's the intense world that I'm glad I'm not a part of, to be honest.
Right, 100%.
Because it seems very cutthroat, and I don't think I can handle it.
Too sensitive over here.
I'm too sensitive, yeah. But yeah, very unfortunate that she lost her life. Prayers to her family, of course, and as always, we'll let you guys know if we see any other updates.
So I don't know if you guys remember when we talked about, or you probably seen it on your own, but we talked about the whole situation with the Rust set where the cinematographer was accidentally killed. She was shot by Alec Baldwin. And so there's an update on that. It popped up on my YouTube, and pretty much her husband is now spoken out about it. And he said that because Alec Baldwin came out with an interview, and I didn't watch it, but I guess
even a documentary now.
Yes. So I guess in it at some point he said, well, not I guess, because they did show a clip of him clearly stating like, someone's to blame, but it's not me. I don't know if it's from the documentary. I just know it's from his at least maybe just his interview portion or whatever.
Yeah.
But he said like, I'm not to blame, pretty much. And the husband didn't appreciate that, because he's like, whatever other factors there were, he goes, you did pull the trigger, like regardless, ultimately, like regardless, at the end of the day, you have a gun in your hand, you have responsibility for the safety of other people around you. So if you say like other people should have checked it, you should have checked it too, right? Which I agree with.
And I'm not gonna just take your word for something like that.
Exactly, yeah. And
I understand that.
so apparently he said that like he feels grief but not guilt. And that was one thing that I thought was weird, because it's like, how do you not feel guilt because you pulled the trigger? Like, you're the one who did it. So even if you knew it wasn't your fault, you're the one that
Yeah.
pulled it. So how could you not feel some sort of guilt? Like, I would be like, I don't know how it would go on.
Devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like when it's someone like Alec Baldwin and there's so much like legalities to everything, I
And he
feel
was a
like
producer
they purposely, right. I feel like they purposely script him to make sure that it doesn't make it seem like he did shit
Right.
wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they can't be like, I'm so sorry. You're sorry for what? What did you do? You know? So although he might be feeling some type of like devil's advocate, obviously, you
Right.
know, like he might be feeling even worse than he's being
Like letting
able
out to be or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
maybe he's not allowed to. I don't know, because you just have to think of like human decency or like the human interaction. I guess like anybody who did that would feel some type of
Yeah.
remorse or
You would
like
hope, at least.
sadness, grief,
Yeah.
guilt, whatever. Yeah, like you said, you'd hope. But I don't know. And especially for it to be such a talked about story and like shit that I don't know, like that.
And the fact that she lost her fucking
Ooh,
life, like, that's so sad.
right. It
And
wasn't just like
apparently,
a tragic incident or like accident. It was like she actually passed away.
yeah. Apparently, so the husband's filing a lawsuit against him and the producers because he found out that the set had disregarded 15 safety practices. 15
throughout the entire like
to the point where
production?
to the point that they had gotten up to, they had disregarded at least 15
for other things though.
Yeah, like across the board.
Wow.
And
Well,
this
yeah,
is like
I'm
an
suing
action
that
movie,
ass
you know?
too.
Yeah. So I was
What
like,
the
I just thought that
fuck?
was crazy, because it was like, you know, you wanted to assume like it was just a freak accident, like tragic, you know, it happens to just whatever, but like
Right.
they were kind of consciously not taking every precaution that they should have been. It's like they were cutting costs or something. I don't know.
Or like just lazy.
I don't know, but like, so and it's just the dad, and she had a son. They had a son together. He's, I think 9.
Oh my god.
So super young.
It's just I think at these types of incidents where they're not worried about what happened, they're worried about who did it and like trying to make sure their hands are clean when that's not what it should be about, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just tragic that it even happened at all, but to know that it definitely could have been avoided from hella other aspects and something else could have happened other in those 15 times, like those safety precautions too, you know. So anything could have happened had that not happened and they continued filming, or in the next scene or whatever, like something else could have happened to more people or whatever. That's crazy. I hope that her husband and family gets, you know, the justice that they clearly deserve.
Yeah.
But
on to a lighter note, our next 2 Chisme chatters are lighter.
Well, kind of. One of them is just
well,
kind
one
of
of them is more
ridiculous.
fucked up. It's like, yeah, it's more just like fucked up, but it's not sad.
I'm sure you guys have heard about it. The Tinder swindler.
Whoever came up with that name, that was good.
Their marketing team is on it.
Yeah, they were on that.
But yeah, the supposed Simon Leviv, is that how you pronounce it? I don't even know.
Well, it's a fake name anyway, so
right, I don't really give a fuck. So basically this dude, if you guys haven't fucking heard, this fool literally conned so many women out of like millions of dollars at this point, right? I think it was like 13 million or something. And he pretended to be someone of importance to the diamond industry,
the
or
prince
something
of diamonds or some shit like that.
And so he was basically scamming women out of money and using their money to pay for his luxury lifestyle and for their next dates and like his other women's dates and luxuries,
like
and
so
blah,
on
blah,
and
blah.
so forth. I forgot what it's called. It's a certain like kind of scheme that they called it, but like he'll go on a date with a woman, take her to like a fancy restaurant, be like, hey, let's go on a private jet on a trip or whatever. But the money that he used for that was taken from some other girl that he just did the same thing to. He's like, oh, I'm in trouble. I need $50,000. Can you please help me? And
these
then they
people
take
are
out loans
after
for him.
me.
Right. That he's like
And
gonna die. It depends on his life.
so basically, a documentary came out about this whole incident and all the women that, well, not all the women, but certain women that he did, scam and whatever. And now this fool is charging $20,000 for a club appearance. And why you would want him at your club party or at your fucking event is beyond me. But yeah,
And twenty
this dude's
thousand, like,
still
did
trying to
he
make
set that
money.
price? He's like, oh, I'm worth
He
20,000
probably
just for me to
did.
show up at your club.
Right.
Like, what? He goes, I've been on Netflix now.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not making that Netflix money though, because they're talking a whole lot of shit about me,
Yeah.
rightfully so. But
He's like, I can't make my money from women because now they know my game, so I got to do it some other way.
the fact that he literally tried to go back on multiple times and to this day is still trying to get back on other dating websites and whatever, but like obviously his face is everywhere on the internet,
Yeah.
including Netflix itself. And so he's never gonna get away with it. Imagine he gets married and like has a bunch of kids and shit like in the future. Because someone's gonna be dumb enough to be like, I'll save you.
Oh, and the fucked up part was he had a girl with him, like one of his exes or something, and she was there when he was conning this other woman, and she didn't say
Yeah.
shit.
Do you think
So
that baby was his?
I don't even know. It's so hard what to believe because like
Right.
everything he would say was a lie. But what if that's the one thing he's like, oh yeah, but that's my baby.
I
Like if
know.
not, who was she?
Right. I don't
And
know.
what
That
made
shit was
her?
weird.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't want to say too
Like
much in
go
case
along
you
with
haven't
it.
watched it, but exactly. But like y'all, you guys should really watch that. It's real
Yeah. If
good.
you haven't, it's
They
really
have the
good. Yeah.
receipts. They have text messages, voice messages,
And it's
pictures.
interviews.
Yeah. So check it out if you haven't. It's really good. It's like 2 hours long, I think, though.
Yeah. But it's really interesting. And if you
Yeah.
cut it up, I feel like it would be fine. Like if you didn't want to watch it all together, you could definitely like start and stop.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, the
also, if you
Tinder
guys listened,
Swindler.
so if you guys listened to our last episode, we did Are You Smarter Than a Fourth Grader? And one of our
And we are
questions was
not.
about, which we were not, but there was a question about active volcanoes in our country,
Yes.
and supposedly there's 12, which I had no idea about. But not only is there 12, 3 of those 12 are in California.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 active volcanoes in California. My whole life, I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I went to Hawaii
Mount
thinking
Shasta
like
one.
Mount Shasta's one.
Okay, I did
Mount
know that was a volcano.
I I don't know. Honestly, I don't even remember. Like, I had no idea. When we went to Hawaii, I was like, oh my god, what if the volcanoes like erupt? Like a dumbass, not knowing that there's 3 fucking active volcanoes
And
here.
not even that far.
Yeah, that Mount Shasta, Mount Lassen, I think, and Mount Mammoth are the
Interesting.
3 in California. So, we're just
Okay.
educating ourselves out here. That we would educate you guys too.
If you're from California, now you know a fun
Be
fact.
aware.
If you're ever on Jeopardy, no.
Yeah. If you're ever on Are You Smarter Than a Fourth Grader?
And the main segment for today
Some fucked up shit.
is some really fucked up stories. But they're not the today I fucked up stories. We know you guys love those because those are the episodes that have done the best. We know you guys love them. But we're not doing those today. We are doing some betrayal stories that we found. And we had to really like filter our search because some of these were really terrible, terrible things that
we're not going there. Yeah.
We're not topics for discussion.
It's fucked up, but still lighthearted,
So yeah, like it's not like it's fucked up, but like for a conversation starter, not really to
trigger
cause trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like exactly. So I went first last time. Gina, do you want to go first?
Okay. This one I found and I put in because I've experienced this. And you know it.
Oh no.
You know this story.
Oh no.
So when I was 14, I took in a stray pit bull. I paid for her food, vet bills, toys, everything from my savings, birthday, Christmas allowance, yada, yada, yada. I loved her
Savings
and
at
my
14.
parents. I loved her and my parents were fine with her living with us as long as I paid for her care. One day I came home from school and she was gone, just like that. My dad had called animal control to pick her up because he was, quote unquote, tired of her. I didn't even get to say goodbye. I know she was I forgot about this part. I know she was put down because most pit bulls don't make it where I live. I've since forgiven my father as best I can. His only justification for his actions were he didn't like her, but I'll never forget that.
I'm so heartbroken for you right now.
Which I thought was so fucked up because not only is it fucked up just in general, but I know her pain. That's happened to us not only once, but twice in my lifetime.
That's so terrible.
And literally the same thing, you go out one day and then come back. I'm not gonna say which parent, but you know who you are. And but
have you
went to
since
school.
forgiven?
I had a dog. I mean, I guess, like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do? But it was real fucked up. Like, I'll still bring it up. I'll still be like that was wrong.
Right.
Like, that was so wrong. But one of them had the same thing happened. It was a pit bull, and they went to go back and pick him up to bring him back because they changed their mind, but they had already put him down. And so, and I didn't even find that out until, I'm not even kidding, like multiple years later.
Oh my goodness.
And then the second time it happened, it was my dog that they're like, same thing, like, you have to take care of it, blah, blah, blah. I was a little chihuahua.
Right.
And I was like, yes, I'm going to do that. I did it. I was taking care of her. I was cleaning up her poops. I was her mama. Bitch, I was a mother. And
no drama.
Until the drama came.
Yeah.
So my parents brought the drama. I went to school, came back, went to go like check on her, gone. And I was like, her name was Chola. I was like, where's Chola? And they're like, oh yeah, well, one parent was gone in another state.
Yeah.
The other parent is the one who like got rid of her. And I was like, okay, well, that's great. So I didn't even get to say goodbye or nothing. Yeah, just up and gone. But supposedly she went to a friend of that parent.
Okay.
So let's hope that's the truth. If not, I'll find out years later.
When you get married.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
right,
on my deathbed.
Oh my god, nah, that person is taking it to the grave, my friend. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for your trauma.
That was the first one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think that was?
How?
Not my story, but the person's story.
Oh, the person's story.
Yeah. Should we rate them? Let's rate them. Oh my
god, 1 to 10. Story. Well, the problem is when you rate them in the beginning, it's hard because you don't know what's going to be more fucked up later. So should we rate them after?
Just say what you think it's going to be.
Okay.
Like where you think it'd be at.
So I can change my answer later. I'll be like, oh, that one wasn't as this one. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say like, okay, this might be extreme, but the way I feel about my dog, I can only imagine, even though you were younger, or this person is also a younger person, I can only imagine, not having that dog in my life at that point, especially if you're like the sole caretaker and like person with the dog. Like I can only imagine that connection because that's how I feel with Rex. So if someone did that to me personally, I would be devastated just as much. So I would honestly say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most fucked up, I would say that's like a 7.58.
It's something you don't forget. Like you never forget that.
Like I didn't want to put it too high because there probably is worse shit that we have in the stories, but like that's very high,
Yeah.
So I don't know if that rating was good enough, but
no, I think that's so.
Right. Like 7.5 to 8.5 maybe. Because really sad. Really fucking sad. Okay, this one I chose because not that I have this type of experience, but I have this type of family dynamic, so I can understand being in this person's shoes and being like, "Ooh, no, I don't like that."
Okay. Okay, yeah.
So it says, during my first marriage, I inherited a wonderful stepdaughter. We had 2 daughters together. You have the same one?
That's my second one.
Oh my god. Okay. We'll find another one.
I actually looked up a couple of extras earlier today.
Oh, okay.
So I have an extra. So I'll just delete it.
Okay.
I get to read it love. No, it's cool because I get to read this with you now.
Yeah. We had 2 daughters together, and one Christmas my grandmother sent presents, but only for our little 2, not my stepdaughter. I tried to see the best in people, so I called my dad to see if she forgot. We all know when people are caught off guard, they blurt the truth. Apparently, she told my dad that if she has to, I can't fucking read. I have it too far from my fucking face. Apparently she told my dad that if she had to buy gifts for all the stepkids, they would be on the poorhouse. Mind you, this is her only step grandchild, and at the time she is at her vacation home in Arizona. Now I'm pissed. I box up the gifts
I'm
and
pissed.
send them back to her. Yeah, now I'm pissed. I'm writing a strongly worded letter.
So freaking pissed.
And she does. She writes a strongly worded letter. She boxed up the gifts and sent them back to her with a letter saying, "Family is family. It doesn't matter who gave birth to that child. She is my daughter." She just didn't get it. Still doesn't. And my dad, for fear of getting written out of the will, sided with grandma. So we don't talk either. It's sad, but I stood my ground, and of course, and for cause.
Like for good cause, maybe.
Oh, okay. I was like,
For Santa.
I know it's sad, but I stood my ground for good cause. I may not be married to the girl's dad anymore, but I still love her as my own. As you should.
I thought that ended so nicely. I'm not gonna lie, when
Yeah.
I first when the first sentence, I just
Uh-huh.
immediately thought it was gonna be something to do with her and
Negative
like
with
the way.
her.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So I was
Me
so
too.
happy to know that she was sticking up for the stepdaughter,
Right.
because that's really fucked up. Like if you're the only if she was the only child that wasn't from both parents, then I feel like it would be easy for her to feel left out or feel
Yeah.
like different, maybe in a sense.
Yeah. I have
You get sent gifts.
or like I am a stepchild,
Mhm.
so I can definitely understand. Or yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense, right? I
Yeah.
am a stepchild. So I can definitely understand. Like it is easy when you're with that other person's family to just be
Right.
like, I'm gonna just go, or
Yeah.
just want to like blend in, and just not be seen or heard. Like just leave me
Right.
alone. For me
Yeah.
personally, but I also have social anxiety, so that may be a part of it. But yeah, like it's already bad enough having to like force yourself into someone's family, and not necessarily for your own purpose. Like
Right.
it's
And then
your
not feel
parent who
welcome.
wants to be, exactly. It's like your
Yeah.
parent who wants to be in this relationship and be a part of it. So if you're not really vibing, then it's hard because you can't really do much,
Mhm.
So
Yeah. That grandma's real
it's
fucked up.
it's weird. Yeah. I could never imagine being like, well, that's not my kid. Like, or
Right.
that's not
Like,
my like
this is
actual
a
blood or whatever.
child.
Like, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. You're making a kid feel
If that's your
like
daughter's family
shit.
now, like that's one of her
Hmm.
children now, whether she births them or not, you're
Right.
supposed to accept them as your family too. Like you accepted
And
the
what is
husband
it
as your
doing to
family,
you?
but you didn't accept the child, a little
And
kid.
she's trying to say like, oh, well, if we bought for all those kids, then we would be
One.
broke. There's one.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
And why couldn't you
So
just get like
honestly, I'm
something
glad. Like,
small?
cut off toxic family if that's what we
Yeah.
need to
I'm
do
glad
in
she
order
even
to
sent
move
back the
forward.
gifts.
Yeah, I don't want your shit. Like, if you're not
No.
gonna buy for all of them, don't buy for any of them.
Fuck you.
That's how I feel.
And even more of the fact, I respected her even more because she said, like, even though we're not together anymore, I still love her as my own.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
right.
Good
Because
for
you can't
fucking
just
you.
go into someone's life, especially a child's life, and
Mhm.
then be a part of their life to a certain
Build a
extent
bond
and
with
then just
them.
dip out.
Yeah.
That definitely ruins more of that child's like security,
Abandonment
and
issues.
just, yeah, it stems into a lot more. So you have to be very careful. And if you're going to be a part of a child's life, whether it be a friend's child or like a family member's child, like just know that they're watching you, and like they're sponges. So if you're not
Yeah.
going to be a good
Very.
influence, I just would just keep yourself at a distance if you're not going to be good influence and actually be consistent.
Yeah.
So then they know what to expect from you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, hmm,
I mean, she cut off her whole like family for that. So
I would say it's
that not
like
included, but
maybe like
I
an
would say like
8. I'll start with like an 8, only because
yeah,
this is a
but I don't
child.
know if that's worse than like getting rid of a dog or like an animal. Cause like she easily just sent it back and was like, all right,
Right.
like if you're gonna be rude, be rude. You know what I mean?
I wonder if she had any problems like with her parents prior, or all of a sudden this was just a problem that she had with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that would probably be more of a betrayal if
Mm-hmm.
this was the reason why I have to cut you off. But if they've had problems before and that was just kind of like the cherry on top to be like,
Yeah.
I'm done,
Mm-hmm.
then, it might not be as much of a betrayal because it's kind of like you didn't expect
Right.
much more.
Okay, so maybe I rate the first one an 8.5. I'll do this one a 7.5.
Yeah, I'll go 7.5 then. I'll bring it down to that because it just depends on the relationship
Yeah,
prior. But it's still fucked up because there's a kid involved.
exactly. And those core memories of being left out and shit like that sticks with you. So I just hope
Hmm.
they understand what they're doing, you know? But
Yeah.
hopefully not being a part of it and having the stepmom who stuck up for them, regardless if they're together now or not, that's really dope. So at least
Yeah.
their bond and their relationship is fine regardless. So
Hmm.
less
Okay,
stress.
so this one's a best friend one.
Oh, bitch, I got one of those too. Watch it be the same one.
Fuck, I hope not. Okay, so ex best friend gets pregnant, hides it for 6 months, and then invites me to her baby shower the next day. So after getting her a rather nice present for my savings, I arrive, and nope, your name isn't on the list.
Oh, wait, what?
But please leave the present here.
Oh, hell
I'm
no.
sorry. That's so fucked up. They invited her just to bring a gift and be like, but you can't come in.
I was gonna say
Okay,
a
her
lot of people
in-laws
do that for baby showers, like or bridal showers. Like they'll just invite extended family and stuff just to get the gifts or like the money or whatever. But they wouldn't be like, but
but
you
they at
can't
least
come
get to
in.
come in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like at least eat a plate, have some cake, and go home. Like, damn.
Uh, um, her in-laws made the baby shower, and when I tell her, she defends them, saying that it was in their best interest that I wasn't invited because having someone like me, a tomboy geek, would speak badly on her in front of her political family.
I'm fucking
I don't
annoyed.
know how or what that means, but okay. She cries and screams at me for being a terrible friend that only got her a 90 DLS stroller. I don't know what that
Like
means
a
or what it was
brand or
supposed to be,
something.
but yeah.
She said, "Bitch, you only
And
got
for
me the
not so,
90 DLS. I
I
wanted the
know, I'm like, did
DLS
you
X Plus. What the fuck?"
like, well, let me in. Let me into the party.
Let me in.
And I might,
And I didn't get
and
a
I
gift
might
receipt neither. So I'm gonna go fucking refund this shit right now.
um let's see, for supporting her in time of need. And yet when I point to her that she didn't even bother telling me that she was pregnant until she was closing on her 8 months, she tells me to stop nitpicking the little details.
Bitch.
That was almost almost 10 years ago. I haven't spoken to her ever again, but remained in good terms with her mother, who was also done with her BS.
Oh.
And the only email she sent me about 5 years ago was sent to the trash bin without being opened.
Boom.
Good for you.
Boom. That people, it's again the audacity for me.
Right. I'm like, I didn't even know. But the fact that she didn't even know she was pregnant and went and used her savings money to get her a gift, like
Right.
that was really sweet.
And when
Then
she
to be
said,
told you can't come into the party.
I know when she
Fuck
said
it.
that I spent my money to buy her a 90, I thought she was gonna be like, you only bought me a $90 value gift. What the fuck? I would have been like, bitch, I will make you a basket from the Dollar Tree. Don't play with me. Like,
I know.
you're lucky I bought you anything.
I'm like, some people would just show up with a box of diapers, and even that's good. Like, I would be really thankful and happy for that.
Exactly. Some
But
wipes,
damn,
shit.
she bought you a stroller. That could
Right.
not have been cheap.
Hell no. And she had to like take it from her savings.
Carry that bitch into the front door to be told she had to
Right.
go back and carry it back to her
But she's
car.
like, but we'll take the gift though. Run that back.
I'm like, no, you're not.
I bet you better get a thank you card. You know how like when they're opening the gifts, it'll be like, oh, so and so, make sure you write this
Oh
down so
yeah.
you can send a thank you note.
And then
She said, I know you weren't able to come. Imagine she's trying
but
to
I'm
flip
getting
it
a
on
lot
her.
of use out of it.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. Well, this is a best friend one too. But this shit
Wait, what
is
do you rate it? What do you rate it?
oh. I mean, it's kind of funny to be honest. I would say that's like a 7.
A
Like a
7?
7? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's pretty messed up. But I'd just be like, all right, fuck you, and then I'd leave, you know? Like it wouldn't hurt
Yeah.
me that much. But because they're not like that close if she barely told her and she kind of didn't talk to her
Right.
for a while anyways.
Well, they were
So
best
she's trying to
friends.
say best friends, but they're not really in that moment best friends.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like an
So I feel
ex-best
like
friend.
at that point I'd just be like, well, that's your loss. Like
Right.
you know.
Like even after set, like however much time, I was still showing that I was like coming,
Exactly. Like trying to be supportive,
that
you
I was,
know?
yeah, I was gonna come be supportive for you, like bringing you
Yeah,
a gift. You told me, and on one day's notice,
exactly.
like come on,
Fucked up.
her loss.
But this one is actually okay. I don't want to like give you a hint because then you're going to start thinking of what's going to happen.
Okay, okay,
Never mind. Okay, so this story is kind of long. And that wasn't me, that's this story.
okay.
Growing up, me and my once best friend were next door neighbors. We were the same age and attended the same private school. We were practically brothers. We used to have sleepovers and play video games together, loved playing basketball too. We had tons of shared experiences. He didn't have the best parents. His dad was an alcoholic and his mother was neglectful, so we kind of brought him into our family. During family trips across states, we would bring him along with us. He knew all of my family members and relatives. We really treated him as a member of the family. Do you have this one too?
No, I think I read it.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you were following along for a second. Sorry, it's kind of long, but it's
No, it's
juicy.
like, yeah, yeah.
We attended the same high school as well. I started dating the girl who was the love of my life in 10th grade. My friend accepted her, which I thought was kind of weird. My friend accepted her.
Accepted her.
Yeah,
More
but
like they got
whatever.
along.
Yeah, exactly. Because it says we had awesome times together, like all three of them.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Senior years, when she got pregnant, which came as a surprise to both of us. We hadn't really planned things out and now had to put our future on hold. We both graduated. A few weeks later, she gave birth. We were at an impasse. I think that's what it's. We were at like a problem, basically. She agreed to put her future on hold to raise the child. I was scared about how I would support a child. I could barely take care of a goldfish now, and I had the responsibility for providing for a family. Which, just side note, if you're thinking about all that after the fact, you shouldn't have sex.
I
Period.
know.
That's my side note. My best friend told me he would help us out to take away some of the burden. I was really thankful to him. He sat me down and assured me he'd always be there for me and my girlfriend.
Maybe I
Now
feel like
it
I read
is
this one, but
juicy.
I don't know if I remember the ending. So, okay.
Okay. I couldn't afford to go to college while taking care of my girlfriend and child, so I decided to join the army. I was reassured by the fact that my best friend would be back home taking care of my girlfriend
Oh,
and
no.
child.
No. No.
I figured the army was the best way I could support them while making decent money. During the period of service, I was stationed in Afghanistan and saw some absolutely terrible things, just awful things. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. When I had a break in service, I came home. I wanted to surprise my friend and girlfriend. First, I decided I would visit my friend's house. I walked to his house and knocked on his door. There was no answer for a long period of time. Finally, 3 minutes later, he comes to the door in a hurry. We hugged and I came inside. Conveniently, my girlfriend was there too, who I was thrilled to see. I asked if we could all play some video games like we used to for old time's sake. My friend busted out the old 64, Nintendo 64. I remember that so
Hey.
much. I had one too, or
Good
our
times.
family
Yeah.
had one, I mean. And we started playing Mario Party. I was winning until my best friend landed on Boo. He decided to steal my gold star from putting me in last place. I couldn't believe he would do that to me after all the years of friendship. I've never felt more betrayed in my life. That was the end of our friendship.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I thought that it was this one, but for some reason, once it got to the part where like he got to
Yeah.
his girlfriend being that, I was like, wait, no, maybe I don't remember. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's hella funny.
Is just to like fuck
Yeah.
everybody's head. And then it's funny because people obviously can comment on Reddit and someone said, "You fucking motherfucker."
Had you hella
And then
invested?
someone else said, "Yeah." And then someone else said, "Seriously, I was expecting the baby to turn out to be the friends or like that they were
Yeah,
together
yeah.
or like, something." So tricked ya guys.
That was a good one. That was a hella good one.
Yeah.
And he put like a lot of thought, effort, time into that one.
Planned out that story for sure.
Yeah.
But I also think that even though that's how he ended the story, I just kind of find it weird that she was over there.
That is weird. I was like, because I was gonna be like, damn, so he stole the star from him and stole his girl? Like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
And his
And the baby.
Yeah.
But that is
so
really weird. Like,
fucking crazy.
why was she there and he didn't know it? You know?
Right. Especially if he just said, like, I'm gonna help take care of the baby and blah blah blah. You'd think it would be at the place where the baby shit like stuff is.
Right.
Like if he came by to like, let's just say he came to stop by and give her groceries or something. He wanted to see the baby and hang out with the baby real quick or whatever. It would be at her house because that's where all the baby stuff is, rather than her bringing the baby out the house to go visit him.
Right.
You know?
And like, what were they doing? Like, were they
prior?
You know?
Yeah. And why did it take 3 minutes to get to the door?
Wait, he said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I completely
He
missed
said
that
he was
detail.
knocking, and then after a long like wait, he's like, after like 3 minutes, he finally opened the door and was all frantic.
Oh, I missed that detail. Huh.
Yeah. So I feel like y'all fill in the blanks.
Yeah. It's a little sketch.
So what do you think the actual rating is of the actual story, and then what we think happened?
Okay, actual story. That's a 10. Nah.
Nah.
The actual story.
It's not that serious. It's a video game.
That's a 3. I'd be like, yo, this is my first time playing video games.
That's
you're
a
gonna
3.
do me like that? Like, at least let me win.
Right. I've been in war. Real life experience.
I've been in war, and you take my start.
My start.
But if what we think happened, that's a 10, because literally
that's more than 10.
Like,
yeah,
you're out like risking your life. You only did this because you
providing
have this baby.
for the family.
Yeah, because you have this.
Yeah.
You know, now all of a sudden a family at a young age, and your best friend offers to help, and then he's messing with your girl, and your girl's like. That's fucked. Yeah, so that'd be a 10 for sure.
10 plus.
Okay.
I need an edited comment of them coming back for an update.
I know.
Like, now she's fucking married to this boy, and blah blah blah. So, we're no longer friends.
Update. I made this as a joke, but turns out they really were messing with each other.
Oh my god, that probably would be exactly how it would be.
That end up on FML.
Today I fucked up by believing my best friend with all of this extra.
Yeah. Okay. Is this the last one or no? Yeah, right?
That was my second one. So yeah.
Okay, right, because I went first. Okay. My friend and his prom date were having problems pre-prom and during prom. Let's call them James and Roberta. Me and my date, we'll call her Victoria, who I liked for a very long time and spent a lot of money on her pre-prom despite warnings from my friend. Spent some time trying to help them get through it and enjoy the night. Eventually, I couldn't find James or Victoria. So I sat with Roberta for a while talking to her. Brick wall. Eventually found James and he went back to Roberta. Found Victoria with another guy. Was upset. My best friend got me a double vodka, and that's all I remember.
At prom?
I was gonna say. Okay, but wait for this though. Wait for this. Okay, had a load of drinks beforehand, but wasn't drunk. This drink ended it for me. This was at 2 a.m., so I only missed the last 2 hours, and thank God I did. And I'm like, this is prom?
Prom?
What prom goes
till 4 in the morning?
Where are they at?
We missed out.
I know. I was like, where are they?
And they had alcohol.
Okay, so turns out Victoria not only ditched me for that one guy, but for a total of 3. When me and my friend were at the bar, she was 5 feet away from me, snogging the second guy. Oh wait, he said snogging, and isn't that like a British kissing? Isn't that like a British thing? I think I think the drinking age is 16 over there. No,
16?
I think it might be. Maybe that's why, because he's saying a bar, and the drinking and this.
Oh wow. I didn't know it was 16. I know in other countries it's 18, like in certain countries, but damn,
I could
16?
be wrong, but I think I've heard that before. But anyways, um,
Wow.
let's see, where was I?
But yeah, snogging means kissing.
You've seen that movie, the Angus Thompson
Angus.
Perfect Snogging?
Yeah. What girl
Yo,
hasn't?
yo, that movie had me. I'm not gonna lie. That shit had me so
Yeah.
entertained. I'd never seen like, you know
Yeah.
how they had a lot of books like that though. Like they had a lot of books where it was like preteen girls like going through those like,
Uh-huh.
what is it, like pubescent, like prepubescent times.
Right.
And I feel like that was just
Challenges.
in a movie. Like they
Yeah.
actually turned it into a movie. So
They played it out.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's
So
the chicken soup for a teenage soul
yeah,
fucking played out.
you're dead. It's
Did
exactly
you read
that.
that?
Yes, I did, bro. I'm not even. I like
Me
those
too.
books.
Me too.
Okay, so she was 5 feet away from me, snogging the second guy. So she wasn't even trying to hide it. Literally
Oh my
behind my back
God.
after guy number one. The third guy,
She's all, he's drunk. He won't
I know.
notice.
She's like, he's blacked out. He's like, nah, girl, I remember. The third guy was James. Even after all I'd done for him, he went off with my date. What pissed me off the most is that I spent time trying to solve his problems, and weeks beforehand was
Right.
basically his fucking therapist. He's seen how upset
Oh
I
my
was seeing my
God.
date knocking the face off another guy, came and comforted me, but really didn't care because he ditched his own date for my date. As for
Oh
Victoria,
my God.
she acted innocent, like she did nothing wrong, and tried to make it look like I ditched her. I didn't get angry at her because I knew she would go off and make me look out to be, this is what he said, a cunt. I'm not an angry person.
Oh,
I know it's such a strong word, but it turns out a
yeah.
lot of people hate her. And now that circle has spread, and a lot of people tell me how horribly she treated me at the formal, yet she can't see it. She is currently bashing James out of proportionately. I don't know. Teen problems, grow up, whatever. I know none of this will matter in years to come, but as of now, this is the biggest betrayal I have faced.
That's really fucked
That's
up.
really, I mean,
Regardless.
yeah. And with
Like, obviously, yeah, when you're 40, it's not going to matter anymore, but it still hurts. Like,
you,
God
I mean,
damn,
to
you're losing
literally,
a friend and your date being like humiliated like that because obviously other people saw, and
mhm,
you know who's going to prom with who. Like, you
yeah,
know, you've seen them in line to take pictures the whole night. Like, you see them dancing together. So, like, you kind of know who's with who. And then to see them with like 3 other people and you're just looking like a dumbass, you're not enjoying your
no, she
time.
doesn't even
And then,
respect him
like,
enough to like try to do it in hiding, like
no,
right behind his back. Like
that's
all he had to
fucked
do was
up.
turn around and look.
Right. And prom, I feel like a lot of bad shit happens.
Yeah.
Like people going into the bathroom in a girl's bathroom at prom, there was girls crying, there was girls laughing, there was girls upset, like every type of
Hmm.
emotion I walked into, just
Yeah.
witnessing people, so I feel like people do get their heart broken, or like a lot of shit happens at prom, which
Yeah.
is crazy. And in the movies, like it's such a thing to like lose your virginity
At
like
prom.
after prom or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's why is that such a thing on
I
movies?
don't know. Is that like a, would it be a considered
Because
a
it's at like a
cliche?
hotel,
Oh, maybe. Like if they get a hotel room
like
afterwards.
the event
My
centers or
parents would have
whatever.
never,
Yeah.
never let me get a fucking hotel room as a teenager in high school. Like absolutely not.
Hell no.
So when I actually like found this, because this was one of my extra ones, I had a different one. So I found it
Yeah.
earlier today and I was on the phone with my sister. I read it to her
Hmm.
and she actually had a similar story, a similar
Oh
personal
no.
story. So
Oh no.
we're gonna do some fake names. So she had a friend,
Okay.
let's name her.
Are we giving your sister a fake name too?
We don't even have to say we should we'll just say I'll just say my sister, yeah.
Okay. Just okay.
So we'll give her friend
I
Janet.
was gonna say I'll come up with a good one, but okay. Her friend
Her
Janet.
friend's name is
Okay.
Janet. She had her boyfriend at the time. Let's name him John.
Janet's boyfriend?
No, my sister's boyfriend. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
My
Got it.
sister's
Got it.
boyfriend
Got it.
John. My sister's at the time like quote unquote best friend Janet, but it was her like best friend, her closest friend, but she knew that she wasn't a good friend. That's just the friend that she had at the
Okay.
time.
I
Then
understand.
yeah, and then a guy that liked her, but she had obviously,
Okay.
my sister had her boyfriend, but this guy liked her. And
Okay.
his name we'll say is what's a good name, or what's a name to use?
Todd.
Todd. Okay, so Todd. So
You said John, so I'm like, what goes with John?
so John and Todd obviously don't like each other, right? Makes sense because
Right.
John is
Yeah.
dating her.
Because
Todd
he
likes
knows
her.
that he
Yeah.
likes. Okay.
And Todd went to a different school.
Oh.
And it's like a little bit older, right? Whatever. So
Okay.
they go to a club.
Bad boy type, you know.
Yeah,
No, just
whatever.
kidding.
So they go to a club, and at the time they were in school, but they had like teenagers could go to that club. So they were there, and all of a sudden she like trips off the fact that she's like, where's, my friend and my dude?
Yeah.
She looks and she sees them on the stairs freaking, like they're dancing. It's not like, and that was her word. She used the word freaking, like they were that kind of dancing, right?
Getting it. Yeah.
So she's not really surprised at the friend because, again, she already knew the type of person she was. But her boyfriend, she's like,
what the fuck?
She's like, okay, all right.
And they all went together to this club.
Yes.
Okay.
She sees Todd. He's not that far away. Oh, and by the way, John's brother is there too. Okay.
Okay.
So my sister's like, okay, well, fuck you guys. Like, that's how you want to play it. Goes to Todd and
did she approach them, or she just said fuck it?
Walked right past them. Goes to Todd and starts dancing with him. Right, just how they were dancing. So and so they're dancing. Whatever. John's brother seen it, and he's the one to go to John and say, "You better go get her. Or I'm going to." So then John goes over there.
First of fucking all.
And I was like, so John wants to come up to you and get mad at you dancing for what he's gonna stop dancing with your best friend to go and tell you to stop dancing with Todd. Like, what the fuck?
He's trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-mm.
And it wasn't even.
So he pressed the issue?
Yeah, he pressed the issue, and it wasn't even like John noticed it himself. It was his brother. Like, he was so.
But he didn't tell him something about the fact that he was doing the same ass thing.
Exactly.
Or he probably lied to his brother and said that that's why he did it, because he already seen her dancing or something. Like, he turned it back on her or something,
Yeah, no.
Fuck that. That's a 10 out of 10. Don't do it.
On both sides. Like, even though she knew that friend was like, that's how she was, it's still fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, regardless.
You wouldn't think that your friend would do that to you. If it's like we talked about in our friendship episode, like, you have certain friends that you might not agree with the things that they do in their personal life, but they're a good friend to you.
Right. Yeah.
So if she's just a bad person outside of that, but like, then it wouldn't be your sister's fault to think like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
No, she was not a good friend in general, but but also did that.
But still shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when she I have her permission, by the way, to say it, and I was like, that's so fucked up. Like, that's so fucked up. And I was like, but you know what? I'm glad. Though. I know. I was like, you know what? I'm glad that you went and danced with Todd, because give him a taste of his own medicine. It was back in high school. Like, they were, teenagers, but like, because, we could be like, oh, that's so toxic. But it's like, fuck him. At that point, they're kids. And also, he was being fucked up anyways. Like,
right. And the alternative is what? She's going to stand there by herself, being sad and feeling upset, probably feeling like she's not good enough, because why would he do that?
Right. And they showed up.
You know what I mean? Like,
so it was like, I was like, you know what? I'm glad for you. I'm happy.
I'm glad she got her revenge, and like instant revenge, because you fucked with the wrong one. What was she going to do? Go up to you and be like, excuse me, it's my turn. No, fuck no. Like, it was gonna be a whole fight if she was gonna go up to her. Like,
she's like, hey, tap me in.
Right. Is it my turn yet? No.
Right.
Okay, I'll be back.
Like, 2 more songs.
Like, walks away. Yeah, no, fuck you. Especially the way that they were dancing.
You're like, y'all thirsty? You want me to get you a drink? I'll come back and then it's my turn, or what?
It'll be Bad Girls Club up in this bitch real quick.
For real. Ooh, don't let her have watched a fucking episode of Bad Girls Club before that.
Hell no. Get hyped
watching
up.
Bad Girls Club.
She's getting ready, doing her eyeliner. She's getting hyped. I love it. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so you gave that a 10?
Oh, 1,000.
Okay.
Fucked up. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm having a party.
Okay.
A buddy of mine who had a habit of getting really pissed off for small things and taking revenge. Wow, full circle. We didn't even talk about this.
I know.
Full fucking circle. And taking revenge. Revenge was some petty bullshit that you wouldn't even know about. Like he spit in my wallet.
Spit in his wallet?
Yeah.
Who the fuck
So
thinks
the
of
way that
that?
he takes his revenge out is like very stupid, like little bullshit. Like no one thinks of these things.
I feel like the small things are like the pettiest ones because it's like, how do you even
Yeah,
think to do something like that?
exactly. Why was that what crossed your mind?
Right.
That makes sense. Why was that
Yeah.
the thing that crossed your mind? Yeah. So one night he gets pissed. His name is Chuckles, by the way.
Actually,
Chuckles goes, yeah, that's the name they gave. I don't know for legal purposes. That's the name I was given.
Chuckles. That's good. Okay.
So Chuckles goes and pops holes in all my condoms. That's bad. But he comes back the next day saying he
Wait.
forgot
I'm sorry.
something and throws them away.
We cannot just overlook that. He poked holes in every single one of his condoms.
Yes.
Not only
all of
could he
them.
get somebody pregnant, bro, he could have caught a fucking STD.
Yeah.
Holy
A lifelong
shit.
one.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And then let's see. So he says that's bad. But when he comes back the next day saying he forgot something and throws them away, as I'm being told this story, I also learned that another one of our friends at the time watched him do it. I asked him why he didn't say anything, and he said he didn't want Chuckles to be mad at him.
No, that friend's betrayal too. Absolutely
Exactly.
not.
To me, that was the worst thing about the story, and I told him so. That wasn't the only time he watched people fucking up in my place and did nothing.
Oh.
He is the
So it's happened multiple times.
He is the type of person that can do no wrong, the kind that can do whatever he wants, and you should forgive him because you're friends and everyone owes him something. Like he refuses to acknowledge that some of the shit he does is fucked up. His mom and him got into a fight. He went out drunk, drove back home. Shit went down. We don't know exactly what, because he didn't think he did anything wrong. His mom has him arrested and a 2-year restraining order placed on him. That shit doesn't happen unless you did something.
Yeah.
We've not been friends for some time now, and I told him it's because he's an asshole. He's one of the worst people I've met, and I've met some really bad people. But those people at least understood their shitty behavior and like knew they were being an asshole.
Yeah.
But he just acts like he's perfect.
Ew. God bless that he is not friends with that guy anymore. But what
But
the hell
friend
did he
that
do
allowed
to his
it to
mom?
happen in their fucking house,
That
cut them all off.
No,
Cut them all off.
every single one of them. That's really fucked up. Like you watched him do it and you didn't tell me nothing. Like but he didn't even have. He's like, oh well, I didn't want him to get mad. But it's like he doesn't. Why did he have to know? Why can't you just come to me as my fucking friend and tell me, hey, like I don't know what happened, but I see him do something in there. Like just throw those out.
I don't know what it was. Or whatever.
It didn't come from me, but I just want to warn you. Like do with that what you will, you know. But what the fuck? Like, but he knows what he did. Knows what can, like, if you don't know what can happen from that, you're a fucking dumbass. First off, like,
right?
But
he doesn't care.
He didn't care.
No,
that's
he
so
didn't
fucked
care.
up.
Choose your friends wisely, guys. Please, please, please choose your friends fucking wisely. And if you sense some fuck shit,
you're probably right.
Approach them about it. And if you get a fucked up answer or not the answer that, not that you need somebody to tell you the answer that you want to hear, but like if you hear something and it doesn't sound right, if the math ain't mathing, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Get out.
Run.
Like just get out. Run. Yeah. Don't walk. Run.
Don't look back.
Sprint. And just make better choices, guys. Come on. We got to do better. Obviously, none of these were like caused from them, but like we got to do better picking our friends, myself included. Gina is terrible to me sometimes. She scares me. She sometimes plays pranks on me, and I just feel like 0 to 10 betrayal.
But
I'm very jumpy,
how about
so it's a negative 10.
Give me a math problem, a math word problem.
and said I wasn't going to give you math. I'm just kidding. But if you have any friends or stories like these with friends, please just cut them the fuck off.
All they do is scare you and play little jokes, then I think you have a really good friend there.
Yeah. I mean, it's healthy. It's healthy for sure. If you can, no, I was gonna say, if you can laugh about morbid things and you're not judged, you found the right one. But we got to get the wisdom. So with all those betrayals, with all those betrayals, we've learned a valuable lesson to just fucking read people.
Usually it's like when they say you have a gut feeling, just go with it. Like it's mostly right.
Trust your gut.
You get?
You're good. And the wisdom of the week this week.
Oh shit.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. A productive day looks different every day. Sometimes you will complete your entire to-do list. Others, you'll only have enough energy to show up. Both days are a success.
Period.
And I stand by that.
Sometimes I feel like we put like so much pressure on ourselves. Mm-hmm. But sometimes just showing up was hard as fuck. Like,
right.
Like that took all,
especially when you deal with mental difficulties.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Like sometimes that's literally all you got.
So pretty much this is for the people out there, our fellow mental difficulty friends.
I was gonna say cloud babies. Our cloud friends.
Because I'm sure you guys could feel this the
our
same way
dewdrops.
we did. I fucking hate you. Dewdrop.
I was trying to think of like a name for them.
Condensation. That's funny.
Our little rainbows.
That'll sound like we're lesbian for each other.
Oh, you're right. People already think that. Oh my god. Anyways,
hopefully you guys
to our fellow fucked up people.
Right, there we go. To our fellow fucked up people.
That's more on brand.
Yeah, I can relate to that one.
To our other shit shooters.
Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and you're excited for the next one.
Next week's episode, guys, is fucking iconic.
And it will be a video too.
Make sure you check out the video. It will be on Spotify and YouTube. We'll chat on there. Leave comments. Leave us a rate on. Leave us a review on Apple Podcast and leave us a rating on Spotify. You can watch next week's episode visually for the first time. If you don't know what we look like, if you don't know what our beautiful faces look like, you'll see it now. I'm kidding.
You can put a face to the face now.
Yes. So head on over there to Spotify or YouTube to watch next week.
A face to the voice.
Face to the voice, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I said it backwards.
If we've been confusing you with the same voice tone, because a lot of people say we sound alike. So I wonder for people who don't know us, if it's confusing for them to follow.
It's so funny because obviously like we're not going to hear it, but do you remember that one time that there was a part where I was like, whoa, that sounded like me, but I
don't know what I said. I don't know the actual word that I said, but it did sound just fucking like you.
It was like a little phrase though. It wasn't even just a word. It was like a sentence or something you said.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like that sounded
when we heard it back, we were like, what? Because you knew you didn't say it.
Yeah.
So we knew that I did, obviously, because I was the other person. But it was just weird. It was fucking weird.
It felt
I think it was like something
weird.
Here or something. I don't know. It was
here,
and then we're gonna go there. And then we're gonna so we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.